It's exactly 10:02 a.m. here in Ghana, and today is Friday, 25th of October 2024. And I welcome you to this channel, Secrets of Health TV. And if today happens to be the very first time you are watching us, kindly subscribe to the channel and do not forget to click onto the notification button and select all, so that anytime we come your way with videos such as this one, you'll be the very first person to be notified. In today's video, as you all know, I'm here once again to take you through some of the questions I've received so far in my comment sections, and I am going to give an answer to just one of them. This one is coming from a gentleman called Akanu IB. Akanu IB. Akanu IB want to know the difference, or want to know the signs and symptoms of urinary tract infection. And this is how he said. He said, "Thanks for the good job you are doing. Please, what are the signs or symptoms of urinary tract infection?" So Akanu IB want to know the signs and symptoms of urinary tract infection. And I think his question is very, very important. And before I even come to that, I can boldly say that not all of us even know what the urinary tract infection is, or even the urinary tract itself. And again, not everybody knows the difference between STIs and then UTIs. STIs is transmitted disease. I hope you understand. Transmitted disease. And then the UTI is urinary tract infection. There is a difference. So in today's video, I'm going to give you the difference. So stick around, make sure you watch the video all the way to the end. And if you have any suggestion, or even if you have any question you want me to discuss, you can also do it without any hesitation. Just let me know under the comment section. Now, UTI. Before I even come to the signs and symptoms, let me first of all tell you the difference between UTI and then STI. STI is a bacteria, or is an infection which is gotten from an interaction or an intercourse between a man and a woman. For instance, if let's say a man is having something like gonorrhea or syphilis or candidiasis or anything, and the man ends up having any action in the other room with a woman, the likelihood that such a woman can do what, can also get it, is very high. So mostly and generally, STIs are normally gotten from the interaction, the intercourse, or having the action with an infected person. I hope you understand. Or using something an infected person have used. For instance, using the same washroom. If you are someone who always go or uses a washroom which is being used by someone who is infected, you are likely to also get it. So that is STIs for you. UTI is quite different. UTI is as a result of the urine that flows through the urinary tract. There are a lot of people, when they go to the washroom, instead of them to have an ample time to empty the bladder, empty the ureter, empty the urethra, and shake the joystick and make sure that every single urine is passed out, they don't do that. The moment the initial urine flows and then it stops, that is the end. Then they will just quickly, if it is in the case of a man, he will just quickly bundle the joystick, put it in the pants, and then move away. That is where mostly sometimes you realize that having put your joystick back to where it was, you realize that the urine, some of the little urine will be dropping in your panties, or in your distance. I hope you understand, because you haven't been able to take time to do that. So some of these things can cause urinary tract infection. Now someone is going to ask, doc, what are the urinary tract? The urinary tract is made up of about 3 or 4 components. When we talk of urinary tract, the urinary tract begins from the kidney. Okay, it begins from the kidney, and then from the kidney, because it is the kidney which forms or which filters out the urine. So when the urine is formed in the kidney, the urine is not supposed to stay in the kidney for long. Definitely, therefore, it has to what? The urine will have to move from the kidney through through 2 tubes. One tube is connected to the left kidney, another tube is connected to the right kidney, and these tubes are called ureter. ureter, ureter. Okay, ureter. So this urine formed in the kidney will begin to drop from the kidney through the tubes, through the ureter, and then it will come and land into another component called bladder. So I'm telling you the urinary tract. So from the kidney to the ureter, and then to the bladder. So when the urine builds up in the bladder and the bladder becomes very full, as soon as the urine touches this nerve, there is a nerve in the bladder which sends signals to the brain and indicating to the brain that indeed a time has come for you to go to and use the washroom. So as soon as the urine gets to that brain, that nerves, and the nerve sends signal, the person will walk straight into the washroom. If it's in the case of a man, he will zip down his trousers and start urinating. The moment the urine begin to flow, the urine will begin to move from from the bladder through a tube called urethra. The ureter is connected to the kidney from the so this one is called urethra. URETHERA. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, yes, because I'm not looking at any book. I'm speaking everything from this place. So urethra. The first one is called ureter, and then this one is called urethra. So urethra is connected to the bladder. So it is the urine which will be flowing from the bladder through the urethra, and then passes in between passes in between the 2 muscles, which is the prostate in the case of men. So then it will flow out in the from the joystick and becomes a urine. So the kidney, the ureter, the bladder, the urethra, and in certain cases the prostate in the case of men, these are components that comes together to form the urinary tract or the urinary tract. You can also call it the urinary system. I hope you understand. Now, like I indicated initially, the major cause of urinary tract infection is when both men and women are not able to spend much time to completely empty the urinary tract. We all are able to empty our bladder, but most of us don't get time to empty our urinary tract, because there is a difference between emptying your bladder and then emptying your urinary tract. Because if at the end of the day all the urine flows down from the bladder and then start passing through the urethra and all the rest of the tract, it is up to you to shake. If it is the case of a man, you shake the joystick, make sure all the droplets and then the stagnant urine will all flow. Other than that, if you don't do that, there is going to be a stagnation of urine inside the tract, and this stagnation of the urine will build microbes, and these microbes will become bacteria and then form inflammation. You understand? So urinary tract infection is what will occur. I hope you understand. Now, the signs and symptoms. Urinary tract infection has, I think, one major sign. It doesn't have too many signs. It has one major sign or 2 or 3 major signs. The first sign is that anytime you are urinating, you realize that the initial urine that will begin to flow will be splitted. Will be splitted initially and then later joined together. The moment you see that, it means you have a urinary tract infection. There is a buildup of, certain microbes and bacteria in the middle of the urine tract. Therefore, when the urine is coming, it splits the urine from the initial stage and then later combine it. Mostly when we were kids and we saw our peers doing that, sometimes we tell them that, hey, you are lucky, you end up giving birth to twins. No, it is one of the signs and symptoms of urinary tract infection. That is number one. Number two, you realize that you suffer from what we call bladder inflammation. You cannot hold urine. Anytime the bladder, is having even a little urine, the signal will go that go and urinate. So you begin to, urinate, in bits, short. You'll be urinating frequently. 1, 2, you go and urinate. 1, 2, you go and urinate. Sometimes too, when you go, because the bladder is not full, but because there is an inflammation in the bladder, always the nerve in the bladder will always be sending signals to the brain that it is time for you to. So you end up going to the washroom. At the end of the day, you won't have, or you won't, come out with a meaningful urine, very little urine, and then within few minutes later you will come back again. So it is another sign of urinary tract infection. And if urinary tract infection is not, well treated, eventually it will therefore escalate into what we call kidney infection. So it will affect the kidney infection. So basically, these are about 2 major signs and symptoms of urinary tract infection. There are a lot of them, but due to time, I wouldn't want to delve into, much. I've just given you just 2 major signs and symptoms of what? Of urinary tract infection. So Mr. Akano IB, I think I have answered your question, and I think you are also, okay with my explanation. Thank you very much for watching this video to this end, and I really appreciate your time. And if today happens to be the very first time watching us, you can kindly let me know, or you can kindly subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to click onto the notification button, select all, so that anytime we come your way with videos such as this, you will get notified. Like the video, share, and then leave your comment under the comment area. Now, someone has sent another question, which I'm going to, address in the next video, and the person is called Salif Baji. Please don't forget about my question. So it tells you that he has been asking this question in my previous videos, but I'm not giving him an answer. So today, right after this video, I am going to shoot another video and give him an answer. Well, let's meet so that you know what the answer is. Or let me tell you, please don't forget about my question, doctor. The treatment of hormonal imbalance. So Mr. Salif wants to know the treatment of hormonal imbalance. What can be used to treat hormonal imbalance? Thank you very much for watching. Let's meet in that video and let's talk about hormonal imbalance. Have a nice day.